Well, hey Aries, how about a reading from me, your metal dog? I have started this reading on multiple times, and not just out of vanity have I had to stop it, but because something came in that interrupted and I had to stop. There was no change in my mind. As I'm shuffling the Oracle deck, it has pulled out a card here for you, change. What's kind of cool about every interrupted reading is that it's the same message and it just comes through with slightly different cards. And yeah, I am gathering that you're going through a big change. Wow, and this, you have the power of discernment in a way that is mature, that is cosmic, divine. I mean, your head is just up there, and you have learned something. You have gained the skill of discernment. That came up in the last reading, as did this card, resistance. This is your very physical Aries. You have the wands, you're a fire. And I see you in a dynamic process of change that is massive. It's big. You had the judgment card last time. It is ascension to the next level of life. And your physical power, your willpower is in alignment with these big forces that are planetary and cosmic and divine. And I always tease Aries for being the youngest sign in the zodiac and for often needing to learn the same lesson over and over and over again, but with like the good grace of the Fool. You're always a good sport about it. But you definitely have, it's not for lack of discernment or wisdom. In fact, I actually see that I'm talking to a very mature Aries person that has lived and learned, and is really ready for this dynamic change. You can see all this action and this woman pushing against this planet. It makes me think, actually, because she's pushing this planet through her willpower. It's very fire sign energy that she's kicking this away. This, to me, reminds me of the World card, like the end of a cycle and the beginning of something new. It's like you're making something new, and it's also very much using your mind and the air, the quality of air in the mind. So you're exerting your intellectual discernment, your wisdom. So I saw that in the last reading, so we'll see what else comes up here as we go along. The Pride Tarot has been wanting to contribute a message in all of these readings. Let's see a few things. We'll take them. Yes, so there is you in community with a bunch of friends having a lot of fun. The Three of Cups. Can be a reconciliation sometimes with somebody, but it's about friendship and it's emotional. Like, you also again get judgment. That's that ascension to the next level that I saw in the last card and in the last reading. So that has appeared here again. Not a super big fan of that particular judgment card, but we also get you balancing, juggling very much in the pentacles in your practical 3D life here. I mean, you're looking fabulous while you do it, like this queen. But yeah, this is you got a few balls in the air here. Okay. The Devil's here. That would be your insecurity, your sense that you're not deserving. Addiction. And there you are, the Fool. I know it's a card of Aquarius, but I'm sorry, it's also the card of Aries. You're the beginner. There's that work. You at work, Eight of Wands. There's you communicating, taking action. I don't know why it said work to me. And then victory. Oh, there you are, King of Wands. There's a lot. There's too much here. Okay, the last card is a Four of Cups, and I like this Four of Cups. It's a glass half full version of the Four of Cups. Oh, I'll come back to these things, but the overarching message here is that you're in a massive transformation. You're exerting your will. And there's victory and power in it, and you're confronting your dark side, your devil. And there is, to me, this Four of Cups is an Ace of Cups, because foregrounded is the new beginning, the new divine love offer. All right. I'm going to give you an advice spread here. Release, embrace what is hidden from you, and then the future. Just a 4-card spread, and then we'll clarify. I have the background of my previous readings for you, all of which are on the same exact message. This is very clearly the message I'm supposed to carry for Aries. That's cool. It's cool to see confirmation after confirmation, similar cards, different decks. Okay, you may release Temperance. This is you holding back, waiting, balancing, trying to find the right mix. Wow, that's a beautiful card. It's hard to see at first. Let me let you look at this. So this is a deck of fairies, and she's raising her arms. You can see her wings folded. This is the posture of just waiting, and waiting for divine timing to tell her when to go forward, waiting for exactly the right moment. And this is your release. So if you have been waiting very patiently, very carefully, praying even, asking the universe to guide you, because there's divine help throughout your reading. Every time I give it, you're being divinely helped, and you've been waiting very patiently for the right time, for something, for change, because this is about change. It appears to be about confronting your addiction, your insecurity, your idea that you don't have it, when in fact, King of Wands, you have it, and you're being divinely supported. You are supposed to release Temperance, that patience, for yes, the very opposite energy of action from your willpower, from your fire, from your desire, the Knight of Fire. This fairy has a snake wrapped around her, and the snake breathes fire. So I feel like the snake makes us think about the Judgment card, Ascension, where you're basically being reborn through action, through fire. Yeah, you can see, I'll just show you the snake, the fire. She's very much wielding this transformative energy here. So embrace that side of you. Embrace your Aries willpower. You've been very good. You've been in Temperance is not fire, a place of fire. You've been very good, Aries. And now you can just go for it. Be yourself. It's time. It's time to use your willpower. Victory is yours. You're coming into yourself, right? Here's victory, and here's you. Fire sign, King of Wands. You're ready to go. Kind of very Chariot energy, like get on your bike and go. The tarot wants you to know, and this may be hidden from you, there's a Hanged Man. This is you changing your mind, or this is what happened while you were waiting in Temperance, because the Hanged Man is another stuck waiting on divine timing energy, just like Temperance. So But in that time, your mind changed. Wow. And your mind changes because you're hanging upside down and you see the world from a totally different perspective. You can see that there is like a bat wing here and somebody's holding her. This is just the divine holding you, and you cannot be dropped, but you also can't fly free until you are released. And so that's been happening. You may or may not be aware of that. Your future is there's a lot of you being grabbed by these dragons. So your future is the Seven of Fire. This is a card of integrity. It can also be a card of secrecy. I'm sorry, no, not secrecy, resistance. Seven of Fire translates to wands. So yeah, there's often a lot of other voices and a lot of other opinions about who you are and what you should do, but there you are standing in green against red in contrast with your white wings. So there's a lot of autonomy, integrity. You know yourself. Doesn't matter what anybody else says. And I can't help but notice that these creatures grabbing at your feet are the ones that are holding you here in this hanged man perspective place where you're waiting for your perspective to change. Okay, let's clarify. Oh, let's first look at what's going on underneath. Ooh. Okay, just a couple of cards. There's somebody or some energy, and it could be you, a Five of Air. Card of self-harm. So in this story, this Dahlia has talked this little fairy into collaborating with her in a garden. But at some point there is a betrayal in which the Dahlia notices that this looks like a dragon egg and tells these dragons, this fairy stole your egg. And so the dragons take the fairy out of the garden. So then the Dahlia can take credit for it and get all the attention that she wants for being a great gardener. And then she's basically stealing the fairy's garden through deception. So that's going on. I don't know, you may know that already. But some other readers call it like the headache card. It's like, damn it. And if you identify with the Dahlia in this story, the deceitful one, you win, but it's not a good way to win. And so the Dahlia will ultimately regret her betrayal. So if you've won somehow without integrity, I don't see that here, but I see you being in temperance. So this, to me, I see you much more as like the good fairy in the story, and that there's maybe somebody that took advantage of you here. And I feel like with this is that you have been very burdened. You're in the 10 of Fire, and that is the quit your job card. Whatever that job is, it's a burden, and you have carried it as far as you can carry it. You're done. 10, finished. You can put it down. What is your burden? What are you going to put down? That's what the cards say. There's something that you can put down. This is a part of this change. It's a part of something that because there's lots of the discernment and swords here. But yeah, you get to be yourself with integrity in your fire. And you get to move out of these stuck, peaceful energies that are really against your nature, but good on you. With your amazing will, you have waited on the divine for permission to move forward. And now you're getting permission to use your fire. Let's clarify further using cards instead of my reading of cards. Or I guess I'm going to read these cards for you. I don't know. All right, Aries. I'm just a messenger. I feel very humble in this somehow. It's obviously not my nature to be humble. It does definitely feel like humility. It's probably your humility that has allowed you to stay in temperance? Yeah. Let's see. Temperance. What you get to release. What's the story here? There's you, the little Princess of Wands. I know. Look at it this way. Kind of energy. Young or immature. But also has like an outside perspective for me as your queer tarot reader. The Princess of Wands is like a queer in that they don't conform to the norms of society. And so they can bring in like a different perspective. Traditionally, the Princess of Wands would be Page of Wands and dressed in foreign attire, and so is associated with just an outside perspective. It's young. It's kind of pesky. It could be a kid in your life. It's like, Mom, look at it this way, or Dad, or you don't have to be their parent, but older person, or it could be you. You could be this Princess of Wands. Very different from the attitude struck in your temperance. So it could be your inner child. They have the truth, so listen to them. They're queer, foreign, youthful, maybe annoying and uncomfortable information is true. Listen to them. Take them seriously. And there's your Four of Wands. This is the life we all really want, this life of authenticity that is the basis of our stability instead of security, that we are ourselves. We are known for who we are in the Four of Wands. And it is the most fun celebration. Yeah, so that's what you're waiting for. And you've been waiting very patiently as temperance here. So this is what you get to release, and this is why. Somebody or your inner self knows how to have the life you want. You took time to understand what that is. And so that's why you get to release this phase, because you figured it out, whatever this Four of Wands means for you. When I described that world, what came into your mind? Where you get to be yourself, where you're among people that know who you are, where it's a party. It's not an alone energy. It's very stable. And it is, I think I already said this, stability that is in the willpower and you being authentic, being yourself, which is your future in a way too, is you authentic with all these little demons nibbling at your toes. You can handle it, all right? And a part of that is that you have a community or a partner or a friend that is represented by the Four of Wands. All right, now you are to embrace your fiery, passionate, desiring self. Transformation, quick movement, action. It's time to embrace that. It's time for this change that you've been waiting for. What do you do? What's the story here? Okay. All right. Well, Nine of Wands tells me you're tired. You've been struggling. It's been a long struggle, right? Like, that's why underlying energy is a 10 of Wands. You get to put it down. Yeah, okay. You got this card before. You've been working hard. Been watering your tree, waiting for it to bloom. That's you in temperance. Absolutely. Struggle, determination, patience, and some kind of King of Pentacles. Security. That could be you. You're a good guy, real stable. Not very exciting. It's very different from this energy that you're being told to embrace of the Knight of Fire. You get to be the Knight of Fire. Wow, I have to read on because this is so in contradiction to that. I can see the Nine of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles. Like, they're very also like Nine of Wands is forward motion, even though you're tired. Seven of Pentacles and King of Pentacles. There's a real practicalness to you, Aries. I saw it in the previous reading as well. You're a practical person who has been willing to suppress your fire for practical and security reasons. Okay. So, see, I can tell you a story there. Let's see if the Hangman helps us out, because this is what you're not seeing. What has held you hanging upside down, waiting for perspective. Okay, there's a Princess of Pentacles that wants to pop out. A young person in your real life with a solid offer. What else? Knight of Pentacles, slow poke knight. There's lots of waiting and slowness and planning and being practical and responsible in you, Aries. It looks like it has to do with a younger person or younger self or somebody that you feel responsible towards, but that person is also saying, go forth here, do this, here, take this truth. This person is, you're letting them hold you back, you're being responsible for them, but they actually are also wonderful in that they're encouraging you to see things the way they see them. They're not jaded, they're not practical, they have a kid's view of the world, and so they're encouraging you to change something here and to see things differently. Yeah, so this is the Four of Cups. This is you sitting there meditating on your losses, on your lacks, and you're not seeing that new idea. That is your Ace of Cups, right? Do we see an Ace of Cups here? Yeah. This is the same exact card, Four of Cups. There's that glass full. Don't worry about the cookies that have been eaten and the milk that has spilled and the empty cups on the table that you're going to have to put in the dishwasher, all that practical crap. Think about that full cup. That is the cup of love. That is divine love. It is, your counterpart in a Four of Wands. It came across really clearly in the previous form version of this reading as well. There's a lack of emotional fulfillment, and you're being incredibly patient and practical, and you're tired. You've done all the things. You've done it all right. Cards are saying you get, you won. You get the prize, A+, whatever. I mean, Knight of Pentacles, that's your A student. That's you. You've been so good. You've been a very, very good Aries. And I feel like you might just consider looking towards the cup that is being offered to you. What is it? What's the thing that's missing? Ask here, don't ask here. This is where you ask about cups. Like, what's missing? What is lacking emotionally in your life? Whatever it is, the universe is offering it to you. You just need to see it. There's a version of the Hangman in another deck where, no, it's the Four of Cups actually. Another deck by this same author, and it's of a armadillo hanging. And it is actually turning up, arching its body to look up and see that cup, that new offer. So that's what you can do. Use your core, okay? Use your core. You're Aries, your body. You're very easily in your body, in your fire. I see that you've repressed that. Your future is you totally have badass abs and integrity to go with them. Okay, let's see. All right, Death is on the bottom there. This is a big transformation. Seven of Fire, Six of Pentacles. You still get to have your practical and balanced existence. Look at you, very grounded, meditating, much as you are in this Four of Cups. That's probably the basis for your integrity, is that you're quite grounded. There's the Fool. You are beginning a new journey. It does suggest you need to take some kind of leap of faith. I believe it is in your emotional realm. It might feel crazy, whatever it is. And Queen of Cups. Somebody, water sign, you have water in your chart. Queen of Cups is emotionally mature, open, receptive. It seems to me like I see you in your integrity, and that you're in the stars there, and you're sitting out here on the edge that the Fool leaps off of. Here, you can see the same edge sitting here, and you're looking out at the stars, and you're looking, and you're having a nice celebratory emotional fulfillment here. This cup is love. It's spiritual, emotional, divine love. Could be romantic love, but you're drinking of it. Whatever it is, you know what it is. You know what you want. You know what you need. You know what you lack. You tell you. Tell me if you want, but usually people do not comment on my readings, which I would love your comments. Yeah. There is a leap of faith here that you must take. And I see why it's a leap of faith, because you're very, very practical. And you've been suppressing your fire because you're being responsible. And you're tired of it. And you are given permission by this reading to be done with that. To, use your natural willpower, your fire, your desire to come from that. This is a time of this, very much a card of judgment, of ascension, this is like the world I said, death, transformation, change here. This is what's happening for you. It's I wonder, because like in the last reading, it was very dramatic, like big cards. This in a way, it's like this reading has come back to you in the same exact reading, and it is really toned down, and it's really dramatic kind of under the surface. Like I had like all these cards come out of the Pride Tarot that show you ascending, fighting with your devil. There's the Fool again. You're starting off on a new journey and into the unknown. You're facing your darkness, whatever that is that holds you back. And there's victory and divine love and action. There's you and your very passionate, fiery Aries nature are in play. There's like a teeny sense in this reading that there's somebody who is not good for you. This one. This Dahlia. You've just been a very good, generous fairy. And this Dahlia, this other person or energy, has stolen your thunder, has become a burden. So it's whoever that is, you know who that is. Who's the first person you think of? That's what happens for me when I watch readings, and you know who that is. It's the first person that came into your mind when I shared that. Yep. All right. Confirmation of everything I've seen in this and the previous reading. 10 of Pentacles. This is your empire. This is your practical life. You have been very responsible. You have built this. You've been true blue. You have been this guy. Mr. Responsible, a little bit boring. It's not really your nature. Aries, fire, crazy, fun. Funnest of all, the Fool here is, any other reader will tell you the Fool is Aquarius, because Aquarius is the one that gets the idea and nobody else gets it. But the Fool, to me, is so much more Aries, because from the outside, it looks like this person is so rash. They're just jumping off a cliff. So I think I associate the Fool with you. You get the Fool again. There's your big change in your favor. Wheel of Fortune. Wish fulfillment coming, the Star. And the World. There's that World ending. That's the ending. You've finished something big. Remember I told you you're kicking this out? Boom, that's the World. Now look, I can line them up. Whoa, is that cool or what? I told you this was the World. You're kicking this. You're done. This is something you're done with. So done. Oh my God, you're tired. That was a big burden to carry all the way up that mountain, and you're done. You're kicking off of it into your new adventure. It has the Fool. Who's here? Twice. Here's your Fool. That's the card that comes after the World, or is the beginning of a cycle. It's a 0, so you'd think it can come at the beginning or the end, but it follows the World in the great tarot cycle of life. And I'm thinking about how there are exceptions to that, but not in the decks I've used here for you. So I feel like I pulled out this other deck. It wants to say something to you. I am not going to stand in the way of my very first tarot deck, the Wild Unknown, telling my Aries friends a little something extra. Oh, I love this deck. It is so soft and sweet. It never gets jealous. I see the Devil. It's a little bit, when I look at the images in this deck, it's black and white sometimes. But let's see. It wants to be split. All right. I see that Knight of Pentacles, Slowpoke Knight on the bottom. Okay. All right, fingers. Okay, 2 of Cups. This is that 4 of Wands thing again. It's a little feeling that I have that this is about a connection that's emotional and fulfilling in a way that you haven't had. So 2 of Cups suggests someone that mirrors you. It also can be in a larger sense about justice. So if you are already in an emotionally fulfilling personal life, like it may lack an attentiveness to justice out there in the world. Ace of Cups again. There is love. It is divine. It is a gift. It could be this love, this romantic love. It's a big love coming in. And so this little deck wanted to tell you about that. And on the bottom, it reminds you that you have been, get a couple cards here. You've been a very good Aries. There's that Knight of Pentacles, the Slowpoke, A student, determined. You just put your little antlers down and you just went through it and you did it. You did it right. You know, some tarot reader when I very first started studying tarot said, like, this is the guy your mom wants you to marry. So you've been that guy, Mr. Responsible, does all the homework, doesn't procrastinate. Okay, so maybe you procrastinate, but you get it done. You're steady on. We have a changing of your mind. 6 of Swords. That is such an interesting version of it. So you're leaving a dark place for a rainbow place. What is under that rainbow? That's where you want to go. It's often moving from stormy seas to calm ones. But it can be about letting go of the stories that come with the Devil. The stories about I can, I shouldn't, I'm not, I don't deserve it. So it can be like a changing of your mind. It can be a changing of your philosophy. And it can be literally moving. There's your fire, and this is the last card. There is your Aries fire. There's your passion, your willpower, your pleasure, your body. This is a beginning in your heart and in your desire. So this is, it's a beautiful thing that you're ready for. You're ready to receive your heart's desire. And it's going to feel great, and it's going to be inspiring. And you've earned it by being very, very good for a very long time. So whatever in your head says you don't deserve it, you're not ready, the devil, right? That's here. He's popped up occasionally. The wild unknown wanted to reiterate that to you. The devil caught my eye right away. That's holding you back, and that's bullshit. So know your worth and be yourself, be in your fire, go for it. Whatever it is, you know what it is. Go for it, Aries. Okay. Let me know. This is exciting. I'm happy for you. All right, let me know. I want to know. Talk to you later. Bye.